Listen to is a deceptively simple but powerful tool with many possible applications. Today we're going to talk about one of the most basic and common examples, which is streaming your audio to a listener. You can do this from any sound source, but today we'll take a very common example, which is streaming from a DAW. In my case, I'm going to use Ableton, but you can use Pro Tools, Logic, whatever you like. Step 1, I'll head to Audiomovers.com, download and install the plugin. I'm on a Mac, so I'll grab the Mac version. Let's open up our Ableton project. Here's one I made earlier. Open up the plugin, and I want to make sure it's the last in the chain because I want my listener to be able to hear any effects, any compression, any reverb that I might have going on. So I'm going to put it in my master channel on Ableton. However, I can add it to any channel for more complicated audio routing. That brings us to naming. I'll name my session, which I'll share with anyone who needs it. That name is unique to each session. So if I start a new session with an existing name, it will have the same parameters. That means I don't need to keep sharing new links with listeners if we're running multiple sessions together. For example, if I'm recording a vocalist over a few days. So straight away, one of the really great things about Listen To is the ability to set your bitrate. We can even set the bitrate all the way up at PCM 32-bit, so as long as the person you're streaming to has a solid connection, they can get the audio in really high quality. It's worth thinking, what are you trying to do? Do you just want to share some audio for feedback? Or do you want to really refine a master? Maybe you're running a session with multiple collaborators, where audio quality is key. Let's use 320. Then we have the client limit. This is basically the number of recipients or listeners who will be able to access this stream. On my account, I can stream up to 40 clients. Maybe you're running a really large demo, you have multiple listeners, multiple collaborators, perhaps you're working in education, in which case you may need to increase your client limit. To do so, just drop us an email, info@audiomovers.com, with a subject line like increase my client limit, and we'll be happy to help. Also, when the stream goes live, we can see how many listeners are tuned in under Connected Clients. Finally, we can set the latency. I'm going to stick with the default. Bear in mind, whatever else you have going on, for example, you're talking on Zoom perhaps, or you have a Google Hangout as part of your session, this is going to use up your bandwidth. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's start transmission. As this is our very first stream, we want to make sure everything is working. I want to hear that the audio is coming through for my listeners. So in Listen To, I hit through mute, so this mutes the sound coming from my DAW. I'll copy the streaming link. Let's open a browser window to check that indeed the stream is live. Okay, we're sounding good. Let's double check. I'll mute in the browser and unmute in my DAW. Yep, it's working fine. Now some listeners might be listening on mobile, and we've got an app for that. So let's check it sounding good there as well. So in the app I can mute, set the volume, enter the password, all of the same controls I have in the browser. Okay, so one last note. Within Zoom and other chat software, it's possible to view the latency within the tool. I just head to settings and then over to screen sharing, and I can see the latency there. I can then reflect this in Listen To in order to get the two in sync. In this way, you can sync Zoom and Listen To, so you have video and audio in sync, more or less. One thing to be aware of is that latency is not a constant. So if you think you're having problems with audio and video dropping out of sync, repeat these steps. Okay, good luck.